If you must blink, do it now. I never fucking blink.
Kubo and the Two Strings tells the story of a young boy named Kubo, a magically gifted storyteller who uses the power of his three-string instrument and a seemingly infinite origami army of characters to entertain the local people in a nearby village. He spins magical tales of warriors, monsters, and samurais with an effortless stroke of a song and dance, capturing the imaginations of audience members young and old who never get the chance to hear the story's happy ending or an ending at all. Every night before the sun sets and the story's end, Kubo reluctantly retreats to his home, a deserted cave on top of a desolate and breathtaking mountain, where he tends to his ill but loving mother. Kubo's mother has never recovered from the death of Kubo's father Hanzo, a great samurai warrior who sacrificed himself to save his family and preserve the eyesight of his infant son. One night, while trying to contact his father's spirit, the sun sets on Kubo's normal life, and the light of the moon allows his evil grandfather, the Moon King, to finally see where Kubo and his mother have been hiding. The Moon King commands Kubo's evil aunts, two wicked witches cloaked in black and wearing masks that cover their true intentions, to destroy the local village and attempt to steal Kubo's lone eye, forcing the young storyteller to embark on an incredible journey of family, faith, and friendship. Guided by his former monkey charm, who was brought to life by the last of his mother's magic, and a humanoid samurai beetle with no recollection of his past life, Kubo must find the legendary armor that once belonged to his late samurai father. 3 of the year's best films have been animated feature films, 2 of them, Zootopia and The Jungle Book, using computer animation, and now Kubo and the Two Strings, a film made up almost entirely of stop-motion puppets. The true magic of this movie is not the story, but the characters and the world in which they reside. Almost everything is real. Every character, expression, and movement was created by the steady hands of stop-motion animators, breathing life into this fictional version of ancient Japan, and creating one of the most immersive and impressive animated worlds I've ever seen. Lakai, the stop-motion animation studio known for such films as Caroline and Paranorman, spent 2 years making this stop-motion masterpiece, each day hoping to complete just 4 seconds of film, using a combination of technical and imaginative artistry and tremendous patience. I mean, when you think about all the set pieces that they had to make, valleys, mountains, deserts, caves, villages, oceans, water that looks like it's actually moving, all these different monsters and creatures, the characters using hundreds of different models to bring these characters to life. It's one of the most amazing artistic achievements I've ever seen in film. Every movement and expression flows carefully and fluently throughout the standard 24 frames per second, and the quality of the set pieces overshadow the emotional impact of Lakai's storytelling. Walking out of the theater, I found myself marveling at the technical aspects of the film, the incredible set pieces, the fluidity of character movements and facial expressions, and the colorful and vibrant world where they exist. Then I thought back to the story, which is simple and moral in its lessons and execution. Kubo learns that if the world was perfect, it wouldn't be, and though we may lose the ones we love, the memories we create can never be taken from us. The mythical themes are as big as the film's ambition. Destiny, family, finding your true purpose, courage, belief, faith. These are all themes that we see in common mythical stories, even the stories of today's world. Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, all of them share common themes. I think that's the biggest problem with this movie, is that the animation is so good and the story is so, we've kind of already seen it before. Where Kubo begins to tail off is the beginning of the third act. The sets become progressively darker, as does the tone of the film, but a great final boss battle between Kubo and the final boss, like a video game, does a great job of preserving the quality of the story. As ambitious as the film is, the story at times does feel a little hollow and suffers from what I call Avatar syndrome. When Avatar 2009 was released in theaters and I saw it for the first time, I felt like I was watching something that I've never seen before. Because it was an original film, but I'm talking about the special effects. It's mind-blowing. The quality of the special effects on that movie, like to make the entire world CGI and to put humans in this world and for it to look as good as it does. That's kind of what you get with Kubo, where you're watching this movie and you're seeing the set pieces, you're seeing the animation, and it's like, I've never seen something done this well before in my life. And then you think to this story, and it's kind of like an original take on Harry Potter. Dead parents, magical kid, learning how to use his magic, and defeating an old creepy guy. So, The animation is amazing, and though the story is not what really makes this movie great, it's a good story, it's a suitable story, it's really the animation and, of course, the characters. The cast is terrific. Charlize Theron as Monkey and Matthew McConaughey as Beetle create a fun, contrasting dynamic as the two guiding lights of Kubo's journey. The Samurai Beetle is, he's the classic goofball. He's the comic relief, but he actually does provide some of the more emotionally satisfying moments in the movie. Monkey is not as lovable, but she is definitely my favorite character. She acts as the sort of logical conscience of the film. She is fierce, intelligent, protective of Kubo, and just a badass martial artist. The best action scenes feature the monkey and Kubo's really creepy ants, breaking the creepy uncle stereotype with some creepy ants. I mean, these ants are terrifying. Voiced by Rooney Mara, the diabolical twins, or the magically gifted grown-up version of the twins from The Shining, are almost too scary for the film's PG rating. And their first appearance is like, what the hell did I just watch? Moments after the sun goes down and the moon rises, the duo just appears like smoke, quickly multiplying in appearance. It's like, oh my god, there's two of them. Kubo, the main character, voiced by Art Parkinson, better known as Rickon Stark in Game of Thrones, he gives great emotional adolescence to this character. He is brave, smart, clever, but he's also naive and childish and unclear of his true purpose. It gives this young protagonist more complexity than your average young adult hero. He doesn't act like an adult. That's, he's a kid. So many times the kid is acting like a grown-up adult. Kubo can be immature, he can be bratty, he can act like a child, and he doesn't fully understand his magic. And the magic that Kubo possesses is so creative and unique, and though the writers never show you how it works, they do show you why. Through the power of memories, every note that Kubo plays begins a stream of stop-motion wizardry, whether it be a spontaneous building of a small ship or the in-sync flight of a group of origami birds that can give Kubo the ability to fly.
Show off.
It's just such a treat to watch it. Whenever he gets going on the little shamisen, I think that's what it's called, with the he's like Django Reinhardt. He's just killing it. And then all of a sudden, I can also control this army of origami. It's so unique and creative, and that's what's great about this movie, is the characters and the animation. The story is good. The story is recycled from other great mythological stories, but the characters are so unique. The setting is so mind-blowing. So you have to give this movie a 10 out of 10, and one of the top 5 best films of 2016. You have to go see this in theaters, in IMAX. Get your popcorn, butter it up, do the self-butter. If it doesn't have self-butter, just walk out of the theater. And if it doesn't have reserved seating, just get out of there. Okay? Nobody's waiting on lines anymore. You wait online for the goobers, not for the tickets.